right? When softness becomes your strategy. Lessons from Monifa Lemons Jackson on redefining power. Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Soft Girl Era podcast. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And today we're diving deep into something that might just change the way you see your own strength. Recently, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Monifa Lemons Jackson, a visionary writer, mother of four daughters, lifelong builder, and guide through the sacred work of reinvention. Monifa's words in Red Clay and the work of coming back have touched countless high achieving Black women, reminding us that softness isn't fragility, it's our strategy for sustainable power. She's a woman who has turned grief into groundwork, loss into leadership, and survival into something sacred. Her impact reaches far beyond the page. She's teaching an entire generation of women how to lead without burning out, how to build without disappearing, and how to honor their humanity while still achieving greatness. What she shared with me, what we unpacked together, needs to reach every woman who's ever felt like she's disappearing while everyone else is applauding her success. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly soft? Not weak, not broken, but soft, like red clay in your hands, pliable, honest, alive. Because here's what Monifa Lemons Jackson taught me, what she's teaching all of us: softness clarifies ambition, it doesn't erase it. Let me take you into the conversation. Monifa comes from women who worked until their hands forgot rest, women who taught endurance over ease, women who survived by becoming indispensable, by carrying everyone, by never saying no. And for years, Monifa followed that blueprint. She built businesses, created community, founded a nonprofit rooted in vision and service, only to watch that vision be dismantled and taken from her. She learned early that building something meaningful doesn't guarantee it will be protected. That resilience is often quiet, slow, deeply personal. She's also lived through layered loss. She was separated from her husband when he passed, navigating grief in a space that didn't neatly fit any category. Later, she lost her partner and became a widow in the most literal sense. These experiences didn't harden her, they refined her. They taught her how to keep moving without bypassing grief, how to remain present while rebuilding, how to honor love without being defined by loss. Her bounce back has never been performative or fast. It's been intentional, rooted, human. And as the mother of four daughters, ranging from young adulthood to late teens, her motivation has always been anchored in modeling what it looks like to continue truthfully. She comes from three sisters and is the only mother among them, which means her life has been shaped by women at every turn: sisters, daughters, friends, clients, communities. She knows women not in theory but in practice, across seasons, generations, and reinventions. Every chapter of her life has reinforced the same truth. Motivation is not about urgency, it's about endurance. Power is not loud, it's sustained. And softness is not the absence of strength, it's what allows strength to last. When I asked Monifa what she wanted every high achieving woman listening to carry forward, she gave me three truths that landed like red clay on the soul: staining, undeniable, true. First, softness clarifies ambition, it doesn't erase it. Monifa still achieves, builds, and leads, but now from self trust, not fear. Real power is honest, not performative. You don't have to prove you're capable anymore. You already know you are. The question now is, are you willing to lead from a place that doesn't burn you out? Second, listen deeper than you grind harder. Your body keeps score. Anxiety is intelligence begging to be heard. Returning to your instincts rebuilds intimacy with yourself after years of override. How many of us have ignored the whisper in our gut because we were too busy being strong? Monifa Lemons Jackson is reminding us that coming back to ourselves is the work. Third, choose alignment over applause. The soft girl era is sustainability over spectacle, presence over performance. It's permission to inhabit your life as human, not just capable. You don't owe anyone an explanation for resting. You don't owe anyone proof that you're still worthy when you say no. And then Monifa took me deeper. She shared stories of Black women who've walked this path from endurance to embodied softness, women whose names we know, whose journeys mirror the quiet revolution happening in so many of our lives right now. Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. Yes, that Oprah, media mogul, philanthropist, billionaire. But here's what we don't talk about enough. Oprah endured childhood trauma, professional betrayals, and the weight of being indispensable as the emotional infrastructure for a global audience. That led to burnout and a quiet erosion of self. She was succeeding on paper, but disappearing in real life. Her solution? She embraced writing and therapy as her red clay reckoning, confronting the lineage of survival she inherited. She shifted to super soul conversations, prioritizing nervous system alignment over spectacle. Ambition clarified into sustainable empire building. Softness became her strategy for longevity. She transformed vulnerability into a $2.5 billion legacy, hosting raw dialogues that stain souls with truth. Oprah redefined Black women's leadership as embodied presence, inspiring millions to choose self trust over proving. Think about that for a moment. The woman who built an empire didn't do it by grinding harder. She did it by grounding deeper. She didn't abandon her vision, she clarified it. She didn't stop leading. She started leading from a place that honored her humanity, not just her hustle. Then there's Michelle Obama, former First Lady, author, icon. But after the White House, she faced something many high achieving women know too well: the grief of doing everything right yet feeling unseen. As human, as the emotional stabilizer for her family and the nation, she carried fear shaped ambition, grief from public scrutiny, and misalignment. Her solution? She pinned becoming as an excavation of roles: caretaker, stabilizer, and practice coming back via podcasting and intimacy building, honoring instincts over override. Becoming sold 17 million copies, birthing a movement of Black women honoring familiar truths. She launched Higher Ground for aligned storytelling. Michelle modeled the soft girl era for Black professionals: presence over performance, inspiring global reinvention without self abandonment. Michelle didn't write that book because she had all the answers. She wrote it because she was still asking the questions. She was still figuring out who she was beyond the roles everyone else needed her to play. And in that vulnerability, in that willingness to say, I'm still becoming Sinead, she gave millions of women permission to do the same. And let's not forget Tarana Burke, founder of the Me Too movement. Tarana spent a lifetime caretaking Black girls' trauma, carrying collective grief as translator and stabilizer, leading to exhaustion from fear driven endurance. Me Too became her red clay reckoning with lineage and sacrifice. She integrated rest and nervous system work, redefining activism as relational listening over nonstop proving. She sparked a global reckoning, empowering 19 million survivors, and proved that softness sustains Black women's leadership. Tarana didn't create a movement by being louder. She created it by being honest, by saying, this happened to me too, by making space for grief, for healing, for the messy, uncomfortable truth that survival isn't the same as thriving. And in that honesty, she gave 19 million people a place to land. These women, Oprah, Michelle, Tarana, they didn't abandon ambition. They clarified it. They didn't stop leading. They started leading from a place that didn't require them to disappear. And that's what Monifa Lemons Jackson is teaching us. That's what the soft girl era is about. But here's where it gets real. Here's where we have to be honest with ourselves. How many of us are still living in that old blueprint? How many of us are still carrying everyone, still saying yes when our spirit is screaming no, still mistaking exhaustion for excellence? Because here's the thing, you've spent years being strong, you've led teams, raised families, held down households, carried communities, you've survived by becoming indispensable. But survival isn't the same as living. And strength that requires you to disappear isn't strength, it's erasure. The soft girl era isn't about giving up, it's about grounding. It's about shifting from constantly grinding to finally grounding in joy, peace, softness, and self prioritization. It's a spiritual, emotional, and mental recalibration. You're not weak for wanting rest. You're not selfish for setting boundaries. You're not less capable because you're choosing alignment over applause. You're human, and your humanity is not a flaw, it's your foundation. Monifa Lemons Jackson reminded me that motivation is not about urgency, it's about endurance. Power is not loud, it's sustained. And softness is not the absence of strength, it's what allows strength to last. So here's what I want you to do starting today. Pause once daily to ask your body, what is true here? Honor the no from your spirit before the yes from your schedule. Begin the work of coming back, one breath, one instinct at a time. You're enough. Now inhabit it, release the cape. What's one role, mask, or responsibility you're no longer willing to carry? Redefine strength. How has your definition of strength evolved? Embrace softness. What does your soft girl era look and feel like right now? Heal in real time. What past wound are you still tending to? And what's helping? Protect peace as a practice. How are you actively creating space for joy, rest, and boundaries? And find purpose beyond pain. How have you turned survival into something sacred or supportive for others? These are the questions Monifa Lemons Jackson is asking. These are the questions the soft girl era is built on. And these are the questions that will guide you from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Because you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be affirmed in your longing. You deserve to be quietly permissioned to soften without apology, motivated by endurance, not urgency. You deserve to come home to a power that doesn't burn you out. So here's my challenge to you, not tomorrow, not next week, today. I want you to choose one thing, just one, that you've been carrying that was never yours to carry. Maybe it's the expectation that you have to be perfect. Maybe it's the belief that rest is laziness. Maybe it's the role of emotional stabilizer for everyone in your life except yourself. Whatever it is, put it down. And then I want you to do something radical. I want you to rest, not because you've earned it, not because you've checked every box on your list, but because you're human, because your body has been keeping score, because your spirit has been whispering and it's time you listened. This is not permission. This is a directive from one woman who's been there to another who's still in it. Softness is not weakness. Softness is wisdom. Softness is the strategy that will sustain you when grinding burns you out. Softness is how you lead without losing yourself. Softness is how you build a legacy that doesn't require your erasure. Monifa Lemons Jackson taught me that. Oprah showed me that. Michelle proved that. Tarana embodied that. And now I'm passing it on to you. So carry this with you. Softness clarifies ambition. Listen deeper than you grind harder. Choose alignment over applause. And remember, you're enough, just as you are. The soft girl era is not a trend, it's a revolution. It's a reclamation. It's a return to the power you had before the world taught you to override it. And it starts now with you, with this breath, with this choice. Choose softness, choose alignment, choose you. because the world doesn't need another woman who's strong enough to carry everything. The world needs a woman who's brave enough to put it down.